Here at Gilbo Realty. Welcome to Discount Tuesday. We're going to review certain parts of the villages. Today we're going to do South 44. I'm going to review houses that have had discounts within the last month or so. We're going to go through each one. We're going to look at them. And eventually over time, you'll be able to see a lot of trends in the pricing. You'll be able to see the difference between one home and another. You'll be able to compare some used ones to some new ones down below that are being built. So that's kind of what we're doing here today. And I time-stamped all the properties down below in the description. So feel free to fast forward and don't forget to like and subscribe, please. That'll help me out quite a bit. And it makes our videos be seen to other people who may want to move to the villages. So let's get started. And we're going to start here from left to right. Again, south of 44. We're going to, majority of these should be discounted over the last little while. Here you have one for $315 on Cochran Street. 2-bed, 2-bath, $1,184. Right now it's sitting at $266 a square foot. Let's see what's going on with this baby. So this is for sale for $330 on 120. Right now, 3.2 as of a few days back. They marked that down 4.5% to $315,000. But if you notice, we have no public tax history. We have no sale history. So let's go over here. And let me cut and paste this. Let's go over here to Sumter County website, which is great. And paste. Oop. There it is. Let's see what it sold for. So if you come down here, this sold in 12/17/2021 on warranty and deed for $234,800. Okay. Another thing you can find here is what the village has actually paid for some of these plots of land. So the village has paid about $864,000 for this area through their land development company. But so $234,800. Right now they're listed at $315, and they've come down a little bit. And they're hoping that this is obviously the high time, the busy season in the villages through April, June. And maybe they can see if they can get it. Okay, let's move on. We're going to move forward a little bit north here. Along the Florida Turnpike, 345. We're going to go to 4308 B Road Street in the villages. This little 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,300 square foot home. Right now listed at about $266 a square foot. 13 days on the market. And let's see, come down here, listed for sale on 220 for $344,800. Haven't seen any discounts yet. But again, what I want to do is I want to go see what they paid for this guy. And we can check that out. There's one way for you guys to do your research. And that's why Zillow's got the road wrong. Okay, here we are. They have it B space road. It's supposed to be Broad Street. Okay, so even Zillow can screw up on some of this, right? So here we are. Let's see what they paid. $276,200 on 1/3/2023, a little bit over a year ago. $276,200, and they're asking $344,800. And right now, like I said, they're sitting at $344,000. By the time they get done paying, let's say 5% commission, there's 16, 17 grand. So they're trying to make out here when they purchased it. So let's see what happens. Let's move on to the next one and let's go. Okay, here we go. 415. Let's pull this baby up. Much multi-phone. Nice little home. 415 price cut. $14,000 on 220. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,419 square feet. Currently sitting at $292 a square foot. Let's go down. As you can see, this sold in 2019. Kudos to them, right before COVID. For $244, listed for sale 5 months ago, 6 months ago almost, for $398, 63% markup over 19. 10/21, it came down to $437, 129 of this year, $429, and then 220 about 2 weeks ago, $415, and sitting there right now. So that's kind of where they're at the moment. What's kind of interesting, they listed it for sale for $398, then they popped up 10%. So they went from $280 to $308. So then that kind of, they have to be very careful. Look, if you're a seller, you got to be very careful doing that. Okay. I always said in this market, I have in many videos previously to this, that in this market, you're better off marking your home slightly below value, because you'll get a lot more action on it. You'll get a lot more people coming through it, and hopefully you'll get a lot more offers. Now, when you do something like this kind of can hinder your sale when they see that markup. Every buyer, I mean, every single one will say, okay, why did you just mark up your home $39K? What have you done to it? Okay, if it didn't sell at this price on 8/7, which is, you know, again, it's 2 months previous to this markup, then why would it sell at this high price, then have to mark it back down? So anyways, you got to be very careful marking some of these up as a seller and as a realtor, and you just don't want to hurt your sale, because something like this will. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, we're going to go right here, $400,000. Look at this. 3-bed, 2-bath, $1,484. Vinyl siding, obviously. $270 a square foot currently. Built in 2019. Price cut on 226 of $24K. Pretty aggressive. Okay. Again, some of the new builds down there are going to be hurting some of these prices. Sold in 19 for $245. January this year, January 25th, $425 list price. On the 13th, a month later, 3 weeks later, $424, came down $1,000. And then on 226 of last month, $400,000, they came down 5.7%. So they've taken a 5.9% discount on this home, and still a little high in my opinion. Again, that's my opinion. There could be some things they've done inside that will warrant all this. And let's see. 15 minutes of Brownwood, 5 minutes of Edna's. Okay. They haven't really done much to this by the looks of it. But it was built in 2019. So it's not like you're buying an old home. Okay. So that's kind of where it's at. Sold in 2019, $245. Right now they're trying to get $400. Let's move on. Okay, here we go. $355. 3 beds, 2 bath, 1,426 square feet. Right now sitting at $249 a square foot. Built in 2019. Zillow has an estimate of $342. Let's take a look. Quick close possible. I like that. This has a bunch of activity. Let's take a look. Oh, whoa. Look at all this, folks. This is where you can come and do your little homework. Sold in 19 for $215. They tried to rent it. May have succeeded to some extent. Listed it on 5/20/2022 for $415. Had some discounts every month. Keep going, keep going, keep going. They've had this on the market, and listing was finally removed. Wow. They had a pending sale for $360, sold for $355 in 12/23/2022, a year and a half ago. Then they relisted this for $399, $385, $385. Listing removed. Put it back on the market last month because it's getting busy season, right? And right now we're down to $355. Now let me show you. Sold for $355. They're trying to sell this for $355. By the time you pay 5% to your real estate agents, what's that? It's $17,500 approximately. So they lost money on this deal. Now they tried to rent it out here previously, the previous owners. These people have not, by the looks of it. I don't see it on here. But just to let you know, when you're buying, these guys, I did a couple videos on the peak, which was back here in July of 2022. They bought during the down, but that's going to continue sliding, as other videos have been stating recently on the villages. So anyways, let's move on. It is what it is. These folks are going to lose a little bit of money on the property based on what they purchased it a few years ago. Okay, let's look at this guy. 524.9 on Graham Street. 2024 square feet. Nice home. Good looking. 3 beds, 2 bath. Right, currently sitting at $259 a square foot. Built in 2018. Price improvement. Beautiful stretch. 3-2 Begonia. Designer home. A golf cart garage. Okay, we can all see that, right? Let's see. Sold in 19 for $295. Listed in November of last year for $549. Currently, it sits on 1.5 at $524.9. No further price discounts on this property. Again, it's one of those homes that are going to be pressured by the villages. You can go down to, and even though this is a better area, okay, you can go down to Dagenais and get a 3. And it's not going to be some, but you can get what I look at. It was like 1,800 square foot stucco built for like $390. Stucco, so $100-something less. Now, not as big as this. This has 300-something square foot. But those homes down as you're heading south 44 towards Dagenais and Denham and Newell, those homes have put pressure on some of these properties up here a little bit further north. So, anyways, it is what it is. Let's move on. 1972 Dagenais Way. Okay. $499.9, 2,000 square foot, 4 beds, 2 bath. Now, compare this to the previous house we just looked at. Okay. Just based on size and number of bedrooms, baths, right? They're sitting at $248 a square foot. Built in 2019. This is the Putnam model, as I said, Village of Linden. Let's take a look, see where the pricing has gone. Got some sold action here. So this sold on April of last year for $441. Currently, they listed it in January of this year, 8 months later, for $499, still sitting at $499.9. They had a pending sale, supposedly, at $213 for $499. Currently, it sits at $499.9 after a supposed pending sale. Not really sure what happened. We don't know unless we talk to the agent, in which we are not. So, I mean, just another home where they purchased at a time where prices had been coming down a little bit. But, you know, we really have to look at, unless somebody sunk a boatload of money into this house since 2021, I'm trying to figure out where they got their $499.9 figure. And they may have. I just haven't read through all this description. See if there's anything that just pops out. There's nothing in here that says, hey, ton of updates, you know, done by the owner, none of that stuff. So, but it is a big house. It looks like it's got, you know, nice landscaping, well maintained from the street. It looks pretty. It is vinyl siding. It is not stucco. That could be another deciding factor there, okay? But let's move on. $499.9. On to the next house. Okay, 1682 Sarakinis Path, Villages, 3 bed, 2 bath, 1,914 square feet, $799. Had a recent price cut of $50K on 212. Pretty driveway, nice curb appeal. Photos are really well done by whoever took them. A little blurry though, right there. See that could be some of the websites, but still blurry. Okay, nice home. And let's take a look, see what's going on. So down here, they sold in 2019 for $358. In 1/5/2022, sold for $769. I hope they put some updates in that before somebody bought that. 1/17/2024, $850. 2/12/2024, $799. Now, if you notice, they bought this house for $769. They're going to lose money in this deal. If you're paying a realtor 5%, that's $40K, depending on what you sell it at. You're already down below what you paid for it back in 2022. And remember, a little bit after this date, that was the peak of the villages. Okay? As our chart has shown many times, the peak. Okay? So somebody bought it here, peaked up, then it's been dropping ever since, slowly but surely. Anyway, it is what it is. This is why you have to be very careful when you buy in the villages. Be very careful when you're buying almost anywhere today. The market's on its way downward. Trends tell a lot of things that you normally can't see, and they will tell a story about the market and what's going on. Let's keep moving. 1625 Manserra Street, Villages, 384.9. 3 beds, 2 bath, 1,527 square feet. Looks like vinyl siding. Nice driveway they've done. Cute layout, vinyl flooring. White cabinetry, relatively newer appliances. Some built-in cabinets. washer, dryer. Got carpet. A lot of people rip all that out. They don't have granite countertops, basic countertops, basic shower door. Okay. So 384, 1,527 square feet. This was built in 2019, but let's see. Sold in 2019 for 233 before COVID. 2.2 last month, 394. And 223, they price changed it to 384, and that's where it sits currently right now on the market. So this one here is out there if anybody's interested. They've done some updates, obviously. And you can come down here and take a look. It says here, plenty of room for a pool, brand new carpet, easy and vinyl living. They put some updates. I'm not sure exactly how much money that would actually add to the value of the property. But that's up for you to find out and to go in and take a look if they do an open house. Let's move on. Okay, 1276 Tate Terrace in the Villages, 335. Look at this baby. 2-bed, 2-bath, 1203. I like the look of this home. It's cute. Got a bird cage on there. They've added. 278, built in 2020. Let's see what the deal is on this thing. So sold in 2021 for 216. Right when COVID, well, actually a year after COVID, for 180 a square foot. Then 518, 2022, they sold it again for 329. Good for them. They walked away with some profit. And then listed for sale January of this year for 350, 210 of this year, 340, 227 2 weeks later for 335, and that's where it sits currently. And they're at about a 4.4% discount off their original list price. So again, when they bought, this was that peak time of the Villages right here, peak. Okay, and it's been going down gradually ever since. Don't listen to these low peaks. That's Zillow just throwing out numbers. Anyways, let's keep going. This is what happens. We gotta be careful when you buy in the Villages or anywhere else in the country right now. If you're looking to buy, you have to see some trends that are going on in these areas. Okay, let's keep moving. Okay, here we go. 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,939 square feet for $860,000. 5610 Hawkins Drive. Let's see. Lovely Linden model, 3 beds, 3 baths, situated an oversized preserve view lot. Okay. Now, I'm from the north, okay, and I grew up in Virginia, Southern Virginia as well. For me, that spells mosquitoes. Okay. Now, I may be wrong. It may not be that bad. But for me, I look at that picture, and to me, it just screams, I'm going to get attacked by bugs when I walk out there at night. Now, it may not be the case. I'm just saying that's just the first thing that pops in my mind when I see that house. Okay? So they had a price cut of $15K on 3.3. Let's see what's going on. It's a pretty home. I think I've looked at this one before. It's had a bunch of sales. They listed this in 2/14/2023 for $825. 225, $779, 330, 2023 of last year for $740. Removed the listing in August. Put it back on a couple weeks later for $820. Removed it again in September. Put it back on again 2 days later. Put it back on again for $820. Removed it again 8 days later. You see all these realtors playing games with this house. Listed it again on 2/17 for $875. They went up 55 grand when they couldn't sell it for $820. Now they're up $55K, and now it is sitting in March 3rd at $860. I just want to know, do agents really think no one's going to see this? People are smart. People have all this data right in front of them. This is the first thing I'm looking at, even if I wasn't a realtor. This is the first thing I would go to, is I would look and see what they're doing with this pricing. Now, this is the manipulation. Now look, this is nothing against the agent that's doing this, as I've said many times in my videos. They're just trying to do best for their client, and that's their job, to do best for their client. So what they're trying to do is just, list it, throw it out there, see if anybody bites. List it, throw it out there, see if anybody bites. But me personally, and also a buyer, if they're on Zillow, or if the agent's on the MLS, they're going to see all this activity. they're going to want to know what's going on. You've been trying to sell this since February of last year. Why hasn't it sold yet? And why are you 50 grand higher than what you were last year and it still hasn't sold? That's me. If I'm representing my buyer, I'm going to need some answers. Did they throw money into it? Great. If they tried for 820, maybe after that 820 they removed it in September of last year, maybe they threw some bucks in it. But I want to know. And I'm going to ask those questions for my buyer. And your realtor should be asking those questions for you too when you're buying in the Villages or anywhere else. They need to ask these questions to the other realtor and hold their feet to the fire. I want to know why there's a 50 grand increase when they've tried at a lower price and it hasn't sold. So please tell me, if there isn't already in the description here, please tell me that you've done some updates on this property. Okay? So that's kind of where I sit on this when it comes to it. It's a beautiful home, though. I mean, the home's gorgeous. You go inside, it's stucco, tile. I mean, it's a pretty house. So there is nothing against this property at all. I just think that you can't play games with the pricing the way you're doing it. This is not 2021 anymore. This is 2024. And demand's falling. And mortgages are all-time lows. And mortgage applications are all-time lows. Okay? All right, let's move on. Okay, 531 Gilson Loop, 325, 3 beds, 2 bath, 1361. Built in 2021. What's this, new? And 239 square foot. Not priced too bad. They have a bunch of saves, so people are looking at this property. And let's see. So sold in 8/31/2021, the prime of COVID, for $269. They listed it this year for They listed it this year at $349.9. Marked it down on 2/23 to $344.9. They're again a week later to $339.9. Today at $3.3. A couple of days ago, they went to $325. So they've taken a 2.8, 7.2% discount since they listed this off original list price. And I mean, it's not a bad home. At least it's got 3 beds, 2 bath, right? Yeah, 3.2, 1361. Take a look at some photos. It's got vinyl siding, but I like the landscaping. Oh, one thing I liked about this property, it had a fenced-in yard. That's a plus for me. See this? I like these houses in this area. I just looked at a bunch of them last week in the open houses. Is the fact that everybody had a fenced yard. You had a lot of privacy. If you had a dog, you could let them outside. That to me was a big plus. Huge plus. See how it's blocked off here? And the neighbors have it all blocked off. I love that fact. What I found funny in some of these is how close this fence was to this neighbor's back house. But anyways, so I like this area just because of the yards. So keep that in mind, that if you want a yard, this is a good home and a good area to go look in. Okay, they have these. You can find privacy in the Villages if you want it. Okay. All right, let's keep moving on. This is not a bad house. If you want privacy, this is it. Let's move on. Okay, 6187 Danielson Loop. I think I've looked at this before. $379 currently. They just marked this down on 1910K. Nice home. 3 beds, 2 bath, 1,516 square feet. Currently marked at $250 a square foot. Have they done any updates? Doesn't look like it, but it's not too far from McGrady's and Sawgrass. Okay. Let's look. For rents, obviously they tried to rent it in 2022. Rent's not what it used to be currently. 11/16/2023, they listed it at $418. And a few weeks later, $399. A month later, $389. Another 3 weeks later, $379. Removed a listing. Again, that's one of the ways realtors can reset the pricing. Now, when you see that, sold price per square foot or sold at percentage of list price, this is what's fake. This is how you manipulate those numbers. So when someone says houses are selling at 96% of list price, obviously that's not the case. These are off. That's why a lot of the real estate numbers are off fluff and fake, because realtors can do this, and then when they relist it, the original list price is now $379, not $399. Okay. Nothing against realtors, nothing against their clients. Are trying to help them out, but don't believe those numbers that all these guys on the web are throwing out there. A lot of them are heavily manipulated, and this is a prime example right there. So right now it sits at $379. I mean, it's a nice home. Let's take a look inside. And a lot of vacant homes in the villages. A lot of vacant homes. Tile floor. I don't know if that's granite. Doesn't look like it. Got carpet. That's... yeah. It's okay. Lanai. How's the backyard? Looks okay. Backyard looks like you got a little bit of privacy. That's big. If you want a private yard, this is it, folks. You got some space back there. Somebody's not right up your behind. So, anyways, that's what this is. You know, $379.9, $15.16. You want some privacy. You need 3 beds, 2 bath. This is one. Let's move on. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to show you. This is on 3012 Spider Lily Street. 698, 3 beds, 2 bath, 2,400 square feet, 2,340. Pictures are nice. It's got some space. Looks like vinyl flooring, I think. Granite countertops. Nice little island with a big island out here you can sit. Not bad. Just some stuff with the lanai. Looks like the lanai has glass windows. So they've enclosed all this, folks. Added square foot. And if you also notice the backyard, somewhat has a fence behind it. And you got pretty big yards here. Okay? So that makes a difference. But let's see the pricing on this. Now, they bought this in 2018 for $340. Somehow or other, COVID messed everything up in the world and spiked all these prices. Now everybody's trying to cash out. Now, right now they have it at $698. Not sure if they're going to get it. Hopefully they threw some money into it. But one thing you have to keep in mind, whenever this home was built, and when was this built? 2017. So you're already 7 years in on the roof. And from what I've heard from a lot of people, is that the insurance companies are giving it a hard time around the 12-year mark. So just keep in mind, and when you're buying an older home, you're looking at the roofs, and even though that roof looks perfectly fine, even though up in New York that roof would last 25, 30 years, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, whatever, in Florida it's a little different because they have hurricanes and they have bad storms. So the insurance companies have been giving homeowners a hard time because the last thing they want is your roof to be bad, blow off, and then cause massive destruction to the inside of the home when a hurricane comes through or the high force winds. So that's what they're doing. So this is already 7 years in, going on 8. And in another 4 or 5 years, the insurance company may, I'm saying may, be giving you a hard time. So just plan on these roofs to be replaced. I'm not sure what the roofing pricing is down there. I'm definitely going to find out. But, you know, that's one thing to consider when you're purchasing a home. When was the roof last replaced? Especially if you're asking top dollar. Okay? Anyways, this is the last one for today. I'm going to have a video coming out tomorrow for south of 466A. I already have a lot of them picked. So we're going to go south of 466 to in between to 44. I have a bunch of these picked, and we're going to go over that in another video. Totally different. We're going to go by area. So anyways, have a good day. Don't work too hard, and we'll talk to you soon. Hello everyone, Mark here at Gilbo Realty. We are looking for a few good realtors to join our team, and we want to talk to you. If you're looking for a change, you're looking for great pay plans, you're looking for easy software systems, we have everything for you. I put this program together for many years up in New York State, and we're bringing that down to Florida. Please give me a call or reach me on the information on this page today, and let's chat. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So anyways, take care. I hope to hear from you, and I hope you have a great day.